Vamos começar a nossa gravação.
Hello, everybody,
Olá, todo mundo.
To the Marvel Future Fight
Sejam bem-vindos
v740
à atualização V740 do Marvel Future Fight.
Content will be Marvel Studios, Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten
Dessa vez a gente vai ter o Shang-Chi e a Lenda dos Dez Anéis.
Thank you all for joining
e os agentes de Atlas.
I appreciate those of you who have already answered the
Tá agradecendo quem respondeu as perguntas que eles perguntaram na audiência antes da stream começar. Se você respondeu, eles podem ler a sua pergunta na live.
And thank you to those of you who checked out the previous V730 3099 Armor Wars with War Machine.
Olá, estão agradecendo a atualização anterior, né, do Armor Wars.
Again, as I mentioned, we are focusing on an update inspired by
Nesse mês eles vão fazer uma atualização inspirada no Shang-Chi e a Lenda dos Dez Anéis que acabou de sair.
Estão
muito animados, junto com os agentes de Atlas.
For Shang-Chi,
eles têm uniformes por Shang-Chi, Swordmaster, Aero, Wave,
new characters, Katie and
e novos personagens, Katie e
new game modes that we are going to be revealing and talking about here. And good news, there will be stream rewards in this live stream.
Tá, eles vão falar que vai ter aquelas recompensas que eles dão na live deles, né? Como eles fazem, aquele código no final que você resgata.
Stick to the very end of the live stream, and I will reveal what the code is and how you can redeem it to receive.
Eles vão dizer, né, qual o código e como você pode resgatar.
Well,
a gente vai compartilhar aqui também.
First, a very fast video, and we'll be back with my friend Cage.
Agora eles vão mostrar o vídeo. T3 do Shang-Chi. Simples, mas legal. Ok, gente.
Wow.
Just a lot to take in with just that market video alone. So hello Kim and hello agents.
Cara, essa roupa dele parece aquela roupa do Michael Jackson no Moonwalker, não parece?
Right now, and you guys are so excited to get back in. And in the meantime, you just have us, and we're going to walk you through all the different content we have, so that you can something to look forward to when you guys are in game.
Thriller, thriller, não é Moonwalker, thriller.
The creative team for helping us create, the overlays and all this,
Estou agradecendo o time que criaram esses overlays e tudo que eles colocaram aqui na live, que fizeram um excelente trabalho.
Which is of course Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Ficou bem legal. Ele até com fundo ali, né, dos Dez Anéis.
And it's we're excited after all. That's what the update is.
Estou muito animados.
About to say, looking stylish.
Boa noite, amor.
I would say after seeing the film, I felt inspired to wanted to step up my game during this stream. So
depois de assistir o filme, ele ficou empolgado e ele quer jogar aqui na stream um pouquinho.
I like it a lot. I also like how you got the the rings going on behind you.
Ela gostou como ele tem esse fundo do ring.
Great work, just creating all of this. So like I said, again, just a shout out to all the hardworking team members out there.
Tá agradecendo o pessoal do layout que fez tudo isso aí pra ele.
Our tech guy is also doing a great job. He's currently rearranging the lighting right now. Like I said, everybody's doing a great job to make sure everybody's going to have a great time with both this show and the update itself when it goes live again. So that's why we're here.
All right. Well, very good. Looking good, Cage. We have a lot of good stuff to talk about, but first, let's get into the first question that we asked
Primeira pergunta
today,
que eles perguntaram aos viewers.
What are some characters you'd like to see T3'd in future updates?
Quais personagens que você quer ver T3 nas atualizações futuras?
Dr. Voodoo. This is what actually.
A Kim respondeu Dr. Voodoo. Ela foi um dos primeiros updates que ela trabalhou aqui e ela gostou muito dele.
Powers, he has stepped in before for Doctor Strange.
Ele já assumiu o manto do Doutor Estranho antes.
Very strong affinity to the city of New Orleans, and
ela gosta muito da cidade de Nova Orleans. Ela tem uma afinidade muito grande. E ele lembra um pouco isso.
Had to say, though.
I mean, I'm curious about that.
Okay, let me just pull this up. S.C. Oshotzi, please forgive me if I mispronounced your name, says, I would like White Fox to get a T3 or Transcended. Let's see.
Agora o pessoal tá dizendo quais personagens que eles querem, né?
Awesome and super strong. Please make her great. And then there's a really cute.
A Magic, né? Óbvio. Né?
Like a little bit of blush. It's very sweet. John Henry Holiday says we need Adam Warlock, Uni, and T.
Adam Warlock, uniforme de D3.
Powerful.
Classic character. I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, good call. Dallas Michael says, bring Emma Frost T3 with a Hellfire Ball.
Emma Frost T3 com Hellfire Ball.
That's my inflection.
Oh, no, I get it. Yeah, so, yeah, it's going across.
Those fashion looks, Cage, they are gorgeous.
No, I will say that for sure. I've seen several players ask for Emma Frost for sure. One thing I do...
Várias pessoas estão
the
pedindo.
Hellfire Gala update, that would be a fantastic thing to see.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Now I want it.
Agora ela aqui, ó.
Change my answer.
Tá dando spoiler pro futuro, hein?
We also have David Hita Perez saying, Luna Snow T3, please.
Oh, Luna Snow T3? Ela já tem.
Well, you got it, David.
You still just need to just get out there and just gotta get those T3 materials.
O cara nem sabe o que ele tá pedindo.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the only one. Scarlett YW also says T3 Emma Frost with 2 diamond emojis.
Just a big fan club.
Emma Frost, o pessoal tá querendo.
Emoji choice, but yeah, Emma.
Todo mundo tá pedindo Emma lá no chat.
Ultron T3 from Daniel.
Ó, outro
My name
T3.
is Killer Jack 1789 says Nova Tier 3.
Nova T3.
There's one more. Donald Stetzel says T3 for Sabretooth.
Dente de sabre.
I don't see too many requests for Sabretooth, so yeah.
Não tem muitos pedidos pro Dente de sabre.
I myself kind of peaked my dream because my favorite character when I was younger was definitely Venom, and Venom actually did receive his
ele falou que o personagem preferido dele quando na infância era Venom e o Venom ganhou o T3. Então ele tá feliz.
Scream, she didn't get.
Até sorrir, né? Com certeza.
Having Scream in there as well was just that was a dream come true for me.
Foi sonho se realizando pra ele.
That would be my. I already peaked.
I don't think you have. You just got the character you wished for. There's still a lot to come. We've all got a lot to come because now is actually time.
Agora é a hora.
The showcase
pra mostrar
of the uniforms.
O showcase dos novos uniformes.
Flawless.
Brilliant transition. Thank you, Kim. This is why they pay you the big bucks. So currently we have, of course,
Obrigado, Kim. Por isso que eles te pagam mais.
Yeah, we're going to go and jump straight into the TV character you guys want to see, who is the star of this update. But before we get to him, let's jump straight into the new characters that were added in this update. Starting with Katie. Kim, what can you tell us about Katie in this look, if anything?
Well, you and I agree.
Cara, eu gostei do visual
dela.
dela.
Be spoiling Shang-Chi at all.
Eles concordaram que eles não vão fazer spoilers do filme. Pode assistir a stream e ficar tranquilo.
I have committed to not spoiling anything.
Ela se comprometeu a não fazer spoiler.
Very old, good friend.
Ela é amiga do Shang-Chi e é o que ela vai dizer.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, because of it, we're keeping it a spoiler-free stream. We're going to be very limited on course of the background information that we.
Falo assim, como eles estão querendo manter sem spoilers, eles não vão entrar em muito detalhe na história de cada dos personagens.
Katie, and before I jump into that, one unique thing in terms of
uma coisa.
Skills, something that's helpful is her leadership skill, which is the perfect teamwork, in that it provides Shang-Chi a 60%.
A liderança dela dá 60% do buff pro Shang-Chi.
For Shang-Chi. Also, I might end up mispronouncing his name. Apparently it is Shang-Chi. So make sure that's correct.
Já me corrigiram até falando que é Shang-Chi. Agora eu não sei.
Thank you. And here we have Katie. She's all set to go. She is a speed superhero, if you haven't figured that out already.
Speed superhero, né? Velocidade. Super heroína.
She just jumps up in the air.
Ela pula, tira com arco, legal.
Stunned. Skill number 2
inimigo.
The countless arrows. Let's see how this goes.
Countless arrows. Pô, bonitinha a habilidade.
The arrows that were used.
I could not count them. There were so many.
22 hits,
I think that makes it appropriately named. As you can see this as well, this countless barrage of arrows does at least 30% damage every second that this skill is active. Now let's hit up skill number 3. Let's move on.
Agora habilidade 3.
Oh, nice.
You get a nice little buff there. Let's take a look at that again. This is
ela dá
Promise
buffzinho.
of Justice. This grants 100% damage immunity while also increasing your basic attack.
É um buff. É um buff e dá danozinho pro personagem de volta. Legal.
Move on over here to one of my personal favorite skills. So this is the Powerful Arrow. So take a look.
Powerful Arrow.
So what's interesting about this skill, this is a skill that can actually be better implemented by pushing and holding the skill. So
essa é aquela que você segura, ó.
use a skill over here. So how far does the arrow go? You can see it doesn't go that far.
Whoa.
So if I'm going to actually push and hold the skill,
Se ele segurar.
let's follow how far this arrow goes.
Ela anda mais devagar e vai mais longe na tela.
By pushing and holding the skill, this arrow actually goes
Interessante,
through,
interessante.
past the map and beyond.
Pena que a gente não tem muitos modos que você tem vários inimigos pra enfrentar, né? Mas é interessante.
There, and deals up to 50% bleed damage for every second that is active. Paralysis, briefly ignoring your target's immunity.
A gente já leu, né? Tudo que faz as habilidades no vídeo das patch notes, se você quiser acompanhar.
Did you mention before that this is not exactly the live build?
So that's a quick note here.
Esse não é o live build, mudanças podem acontecer até a sua versão final.
Also live currently on the forum. So something to keep note is some of the information that we may share here may differ from the information that's currently on.
O que ele tá dizendo é que o que ele tá mostrando aqui pode estar um pouco diferente do patch notes, porque o patch note já é a versão oficial, já é a informação oficial.
Changed over time. So just keep that in mind. So some of the information we may share may end up being a little bit different when the build goes live later on tonight. So just
Ela soltou a flecha do Cavaleiro de Sagitário,
refresh here.
Vamos ver.
Let's move on to skill 5. Did I say skill 5? Yes, this is skill 5, which is the Storm
Habilidade 5. Storm Shooting. A chuva de... né, os tiros da tempestade.
Try that again, move on to these guys over here. She fires a few shots in the air and it just rains
Ela
down
tira e depois cai. Interessante.
Again, this is another stunning attack that causes bleed damage. At the same time, it also decreases your enemy's defense.
Diminui a defesa dos inimigos e dá
So it makes this
sangramento.
skill actually more interesting. We're actually going to move on to the dev notes and see what they have to say because they elaborate more on this skill. It is the skill 5 arrows, which we just performed, will continue to rain even if you cancel. It is then best.
Você solta ela, se cancelar, ela continua só saindo, né?
So let's go ahead and take a look at that with other skills. So we're going to fire it once. Just another skill.
Exatamente, né? Vamos tentar manter o chat também spoiler free, se possível, né, galera?
The skill I used, the arrows continue to rain down, so it allows us to come up with different combination of skills while also obtaining that buff. So recommended skill combination we have is skill 3 cancel, 5 cancel after shooting the arrow with the sky, full charge. Let's try it.
4 cancela.
Okay.
3 get that buff. I'm aiming the wrong direction. Let's try that again.
3, 5.
Cage, I don't mean to alarm you, but my cat is in the room.
Oh no, the cat's in the room. You have a surprise. Yes.
Falando que é...
Cat's name again?
Her name is Minnie, but yeah, maybe
O
she
gato dela chama Minnie. Ela tá falando que o gato dela apareceu e talvez não apareça na tela.
talking before, and I was like, no, the cat won't show up, and yeah, okay.
There's nothing wrong with a little guest appearance from a cat. Everyone knows that. She's more
Falou
than
assim, não tem problema nenhum, né, da aparição especial do gato. Ela é muito bem-vinda.
Character, actually.
All right.
Thank you, Cage.
So we're gonna
Toda
move
vez que eu sou bleed desanima, não, com certeza, né?
Fearsome Wenwu.
Yes. And I'm really not sure how to describe him without spoiling anything.
Ela fala que não sabe como descrevê-lo sem dar spoilers.
And Cage, maybe you can describe him.
Cage, talvez você pode descrevê-lo.
Say anything without going dwelling into spoiler territory, but we can't say he is the fearsome warrior and leader of the 10 Rings.
Ele é o líder dos 10 Anéis, é o que ele pode
He's
dizer.
a fitting antagonist to the protagonist, which is Shang-Chi, which him we'll get to later, but let's focus on some of the unique things.
Vamos ver as coisas. Seja muito bem-vindo, todo mundo tá chegando na live agora, obrigado, gente.
The agent leader, villain allies that are given a debuff actually will have all debuffs removed and given a 10% recovery to their max HP.
Aqui...
For his tier 2 Will of the 10 Rings.
Aí tá lendo as habilidades, né? A recuperação de HP, a liderança contra o super vilão, os buffs.
5% buff to his defense. In addition, he is given a 30% buff to his skill damage and 20% buff to his bonus damage.
30% pro seu skill damage e 20% pro bonus damage. Aquilo que a gente já leu, gente. Eu não vou ficar muito nos detalhes dos buffers, porque a gente já fez um vídeo falando sobre isso, né? Então é redundante. E ali é a informação oficial.
Black is in. Well, black has always been in.
Esse passe é gratuito, tá? Você pega ele no passe gratuito, tá? Só pra avisar. Não precisa gastar nada.
Pretty neat. Check it again.
Olha lá, a primeira habilidade.
Sinister Strike.
É o Sinister Strike, né?
100% of your energy
Concerto sinistro. Bonitinho.
Move on to this group over here.
Vamos lá.
Skill number 2, Dark Violence.
Aqui a violência sombria.
It was just so neat is just when you do the skills, if you pay attention, you can actually see just the way the rings are orchestrating around him and just being used on his enemies.
Oh man.
O Wenwu.
It's just an energy attack.
Ele tem uns ataques de energia.
Skill 3.
Habilidade 3.
So what makes this skill unique is that similar to Katie's ability, this is another skill that actually...
Essa é uma habilidade similar da Kate, que é essa que você vai carregar, ó. Quanto mais você carrega, mais você solta. Foi o que eu falei no vídeo, que ela não tem acúmulo. É a única coisa que, na minha opinião, falta.
Nice.
Né, pra ela ficar interessante.
Yeah, he has a couple ways to do that, huh?
Yeah, this is a stunning attack that grants you 15% of your HP, while also guarding against several hits as well.
Ó, protege contra several hits também, contra vários ataques,
11
não guarde.
HP recovery.
Most people do. Moving on to
Yeah.
skill 4,
No, I
which is...
tend to need it.
Ela falou que ela gostou da recuperação de HP. Ele falou, a maioria das pessoas gosta.
And move on to skill number 4, which
Não,
is
realmente
the Warlord's Threat.
Warlord's Threat. Vamos lá. Seria a ameaça do Senhor da Guerra.
It's threatening.
Just so, yeah, just that is a skill alone went on for a good amount of time. Let's take a look at it again.
Olha lá, ela fica ali, ó.
I'd say it's more than a threat, truly.
Vai dizer que é mais que uma
Your
ameaça.
enemy's basic defenses while increasing
Diminui a
your overall
defesa dos
basic
inimigos
attack
e aumenta seus
and
ataques.
more.
É, agora é só ver as animações, exatamente. A gente já leu tudo nos patch notes,
As you can
né?
see, as I'm moving around, the skill actually follows along with
Olha
me.
lá.
Nice.
Tem as habilidades aqui.
Get enemy's defense, so I
Ah.
just
Autoridade não tem. E eu acho que ele vai ser um personagem de BT, então.
And yeah, anybody who's hit gets their defense decreased. Now we're going to move on to skill number 5, which is
Agora habilidade 5.
a lot of very
Controle absoluto.
powerful, potent sounding names. Let's check it.
Falou, é, o nome realmente é imponente.
So what I like about this skill is a lot of his other skills are more. He's what I appreciate about the character, that he is a character who's both combined as both combat and blast as well. So his
É, ele tem
other
combate
attacks more
e
ranged,
explosões de
but
energia,
specific
né?
attacks actually
Combina bem nas suas habilidades. E essa aí, ó, eu gostei da animação dessa habilidade.
Stunning attack
Bem
which causes
interessante.
hesitation with an 80%
Olá,
chance
olá.
of your enemy's defense. You can see he just moves in and just gives him a barrage,
Essa 5 dele ficou legal, ficou bem legal.
just damage. All right, just gonna move on. I'm gonna reset this real quick. We're gonna move on to what the developers' notes say.
Agora que os
Most of Wenwu's
desenvolvedores
attacks
falaram.
utilize the 10 rings, extending his attack range despite being a martial artist, as it was mentioned
Yeah.
before.
I see this.
Skills 3 and 4 scatters the 10 rings to attack while gaining a buff. Skill 5 does not,
Ó,
skill
3 e
5
4
does
dão
not
buff.
use the 10 rings and attacks enemies only with martial arts. Therefore, it is best to use skill 4 first to use as a buff.
É,
So for the recommended
tem que usar
skill
4 primeiro pra usar como buff.
4 and 5 or 3 and 5. Let's test it. Let's get that
5
buff.
e 3.
4 and use
Well.
5.
Usar 4 pra buff e a 5 pra
While that's going on,
bater.
skill 4 is still going out and doing damage.
Ou a 4 e 3.
Tests 3 and 5.
Ó, 3 e 5, na verdade.
Ah, that was weak. Let's push and hold the skill, and then use 5.
É, aí você usa 5. Interessante.
And that is the fearsome Wenwu leader, appropriately titled the leader of the 10 rings.
Yeah, he is intimidating, I will say.
Ele é intimidador.
I don't want to be having him.
Vamos ver se tem mais alguma coisa. Tokens, ó, história ali, tokens. Tá vendo Dimension Chat? Tem algumas coisas diferentes ali na
Shang-Chi
interface.
has his work cut out for him, truly.
He does. But we're gonna go ahead and move on.
Depois a gente vai falar disso, né? Do
That
modelo
is
que a live foi
Shang-Chi.
feita. Né, a live fazendo as
So yeah,
notas
Shang-Chi
primeiras,
here
se
looking
ficou
all
melhor ou
fine
pior.
and dandy.
What
We'll
a
say I do like
stylish
his
jacket.
It's a
Muito obrigado pelos
made out of
elogios.
special material, which you'll have to watch for in the film. And I gotta say, I loved it. I appreciated it so much. I had to pick up a jacket that was.
Ah, ele pegou uma jaqueta
That said what
parecida,
details
com o mesmo
about Shang-Chi,
desenho,
the
ó.
Master of Kung Fu.
Shang-Chi, o
Well,
mestre do Kung
without
Fu.
spoiling anything, he is a master of hand-to-hand combat and a skilled martial artist.
Eles estão muito preocupados com o spoiler, né? Ele é um mestre das artes marciais, né?
That's right.
Não tem muito o
Some
que
of the
falar.
unique
That's as far as we can go.
Like, yeah, it's very difficult, especially with the movie out. We want to make sure people will be able to enjoy it and not have to worry about content being spoiled. So as
Eles estão preocupados demais com spoiler, gente. Eles não sabem o que
I
falar.
gotta look out. I gotta
Porque
look
eles já viram o filme, então eles estão com medo de deixar escapar alguma
Some
coisa.
perks that come with this just with this uniform alone is that skill damage has been increased to 35% and bonus damage is 25%. And basic damage.
Aí ele tá falando aqui do uniforme, né? Do que dá o bônus, bônus de habilidade, bônus de dano.
Decrease. So just that alone for uniform is pretty
E a
good.
redução. É assim, mas é tudo que a gente já viu nas notas. Eu vou evitar falar aqui porque tá diferente, pode estar diferente do que tá nas notas, e nas notas é oficial, eles já falaram. Então a gente vai focar aqui em ver as animações, efeitos, etc.
When flying kick, skill number 1 is used, cooldown for.
Não, quem fez os personagens não viu o filme, tá? Netmarble não tem acesso. O que eles fizeram aqui foi baseado nos trailers, tá?
Flowing strikes, passive skill.
Very good.
Right, that looks
Olá.
good close up. Now let's see the skill.
Pô, legal que ele tem um
I love
cajado,
the
né?
way
ali.
these movie-inspired uniforms look.
Yeah, very true to the film that they're based on. So we're going to do skill number 1. He has been given all new skills.
Habilidade número 1.
Skill number 1, which I mentioned, which is the flying kick.
Ó, chute voador. Essa é a habilidade que vai resetar a habilidade 5, tá? Ela tem a recarga de 3 segundos e ela vai resetar a habilidade 5. Então você vai ter que usar ela bastante pra 5 ficar disponível, porque a 5 tem 33 segundos de recarga.
Nice.
Good use of the
Essa 2.
staff there. This is the v740 strike, which causes paralysis.
Da paralisia.
Pretty nice. Groups,
Sort them all to one side.
Groups them all together.
Agora.
This group here for skill 3.
Habilidade 3. Oh, gostei, hein?
More of a buff skill.
É o buff, mas ele faz ali um movimento com os braços.
Master's counter attack.
É o contra-ataque do mestre.
Also is that it can actually target foes with the ignore targeting effect.
É, ele pode acertar quem tem frame, né?
Just kind of
I ignore your ignore.
channels the attack and then goes with the strike.
Olha lá.
Nice.
Bring people back. Also, thing to note is that also what makes the skill helpful is that it also recovers HP and reflects a percentage of their of the damage received.
Recupera HP e reflete um pouco do dano recebido.
Regardless of the enemy's defense. So that's enough of that. Let's move to skill number 4.
Agora 4, que é o chute.
You can see the discipline he uses in this attack as he concentrates each and every single strike with purpose.
Tão bonitas.
Endless attack?
That's right. This is endless attack, which ataque
sem fim.
It's an incapacitating barrage of attack that ignores 100% of your enemy's ignore defense.
Ignora a defesa. Não, ignora esquiva em 100%. Nós já lemos no patch notes. Agora é a 5. Olha, a 5 tem uma animação muito louca.
Staff of Punishment.
Ó, o cajado da punição.
Actual burn damage while granting a 30% buff to your overall attack and defense and more.
Olá, gostei dessa habilidade 5, hein? Gostei mesmo.
Right, now we're here for the main
Essa
event.
tá bonita, agora nós vamos ver a
As it was
T3.
clear in our first teaser, Shang-Chi receives his T3 ultimate skill.
Agora a T3 Ultimate Skill.
I'm ready. Oh, cool.
Olha lá.
Nice.
The name of this skill is Tranquil Focus.
Ó, foco
What
tranquilo.
makes this skill unique as opposed to other T3s which you've seen in the past is that this skill is more of a very potent buff.
É um buff muito potente, diferente das outras T3 do passado.
But again, we don't want to list all of them, bore you with too many stats. So just for starters, it grants you full HP.
Agora ele vai ler, não.
Damage receives a high
HP
percentage increase
100%.
when attacking. You'll also be able to attack enemies with the ignore target
Ataque inimigos em frame.
time. Will also deal.
É o Ultimate Buff, né? Você bufa e bate depois.
It'll increase your attack by 90% for a brief period of time.
Sweet.
And again, some of the stats I say may actually be inaccurate or they may be off by a little bit. Again, as we mentioned, some of the stats end up changing over time. But at the time, we currently have, for these current notes, these are the current effects.
São os efeitos atuais que eles podem mudar.
And that does it for the Master of Kung Fu.
Esse build foi feito antes do patch notes, tá? Então pode ser alguma coisa diferente.
Yay.
But we have much
In
more.
theaters only.
Olha lá, mas tem muito mais.
Right.
Vamos lá.
But of course, as you mentioned, Kim, we have another set of.
Lucas, eu vou, assim que terminar, eu vou soltar a gravação no YouTube, tá?
That's right.
Mas a live está acontecendo na Twitch nesse momento.
That
Let's
is
move on to
the
them.
Agents.
Olha, eles estão
So, of course, this
bonitos.
wasn't really shown much in the teasers, as we only
Mudou as cores do uniforme, mas eles estão bonitos.
a little bit more. So we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the new additions that were made with these skills. With these skills and uniforms.
Sword Master tá bonito mesmo.
These ones are a little bit different, which in this case I'm actually going to talk about the dev notes first before diving into these characters' skills.
Ó, eles vão falar primeiro das Dev Notes.
Wave. This is Arrow. This
Essa
is
é
her
Arrow.
classic uniform.
Esse uniforme clássico dela.
That's
Yes, a
right.
nice,
We've
refreshing new look.
seen her before in a few different iterations. Arrow is an agent of Atlas who can sense,
Arrow é um agente
generate,
de
and
Atlas.
control the wind,
Controla o vento.
power of a hurricane. Which
Com poder
very
de
simple.
That's right. Do you remember what her name is?
tufão.
I think it's Leyland.
I think you beat me too. You probably pronounced it better than I was going to pronounce it. But yeah, I think it's Lei Ling. Lei Ling, I believe, is the name. Or you probably have the name in front of you. and get that.
I do not have the name in front of me.
Ela não tem o nome, ele tá deixando ela sem graça.
So for those of you in the comments who know
On
her
my
actual
own.
name, go ahead and put it in the comments and correct us. So as far, like I said, I'm going to go into the dev notes first. And as for the dev notes, this uniform makes it easier to utilize skill 3.
Esse uniforme deixa mais fácil usar a habilidade 3.
Has been removed and can also be cancelled quicker. Secondly, the attack per
Habilidade pode ser
damage dealt from the effect in skill 3 has also been enhanced. The advancing motion becomes faster, which makes it more useful when combining with other skills.
Na verdade o que eles deixaram foram as habilidades, a habilidade 3, a 4, mais fáceis de serem canceladas, cortadas e combadas uma com as outras, tá?
Yep, so we're going to go and take a look. So again, not many of her skills, the skills that have been given to her are actually more subtle for the stats effects. In addition to, so don't expect like completely new skills. These are
você não espera umas habilidades completamente novas. São as mesmas habilidades que ela tinha com outro efeito diferente.
We're going to move to skill 2.
Agora habilidade 2.
Smash.
Arrow Smash, ó.
Nice.
So visually you can't see much, but these
Visualmente você não pode ver muito, mas mudou os efeitos.
The basic attack damage by up to 50% for a
Aumenta o ataque em 50% por um ataque por um tempo.
again.
Quem vai ser o Tocha Humana da atualização? Não sei.
That single guy.
Tomara que seja o Sword Master. Tomara.
Number 3, which is the Raging Wind.
O Raging Wind. Agora aqui,
So for
ó.
those of you who are
O
arrow fans,
vento,
you'll notice that
o
again.
vento enfurecido.
There's a difference in the animation here as
Aqui a
the
animação tá um pouco
advancement or the
diferente.
rush that she did, or the dash that she does has actually been removed.
Agora ela não tem mais a corridinha.
Another big difference is that this attack heals 15% max health. in
Esse
addition
ataque
to
cura
other effects, as I
15%
mentioned earlier.
do HP dela.
Move on to skill 4, which is a wind bomb.
Agora é a bomba do vento.
Attack applies super armor, increasing your basic defense.
Da
while
super
at the same
armor
time
aumenta
granting
sua
you
defesa.
damage immunity.
Da Silence, que a gente viu, né?
And this is the death tornado.
Agora o Tornado da Morte. Death Tornado.
Accurate.
This skill doesn't have too much of a difference.
A habilidade não tem muita diferença.
Prime thing that makes these characters unique for this update is that these characters, as we mentioned earlier, have been given an awakened skill.
Esse
Let's take a
personagem tem uma habilidade
at the
esperta.
tornado orb.
Agora é o Tornado Orb.
Whoa.
Right, all the
Hello,
agents work.
Aí
friend.
vem a onda, ó. Vem o
All the
Sword
agents
Master.
join together to wipe out their foes. So again, there's as usual with these awakening skills, there is a long list of stats. So we'll go ahead and go
com
with
essas
this
habilidades
skill.
tem uma
We'll
lista
list
enorme.
the majority of the stats, and then we'll separate what makes each character's awakening.
Mais uma vez, assista o vídeo das patch notes, você vai ver tudo direitinho.
We'll go ahead and use skill again.
Olá.
Again, this is the tornado orb, the tornado orb.
Whoa.
Tornado
This is the
Orb.
awakened skill. Each
Cara,
character
tá muito bonita a habilidade. Ela solta o vento, né? Faz uma bola de vento, solta, vem uma onda e depois vem o Sword Master e corta. Bem
increase your enemy's
interessante.
overall attack and defense while increasing your critical
Uou!
for a given certain percentage. But what differs
Funny,
with
funny.
Arrow is that she has a 35% increase in dodge rate, while an additional
Ela tem
80% chance to
35%
penetrate
increase
your
no
enemy's
dodge rate.
super armor and defenses and more. And that does it for Arrow.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you.
So you all in the comments can let us know how you feel about her new look,
Vai
and
tá
also
passando como é que
the new changes that come along with this uniform
Yes.
as well.
Let's look at another classic uniform.
Vamos ver outro uniforme
This
clássico.
is Sword Master. We're getting to
Sword Master.
Sword Master and his new
Sword
classic look.
Master. Well, he
Olha a empolgação dela.
his father and
Sword
brothers
Master.
disappeared after confronting grave robbers.
O
Sword
pai e o
Master
irmão
has a
sumiram
magical
quando
sword
enfrentaram
from his
ladrões de
father that he
túmulo.
uses
Aí ele
as he
pega a
searches
espada
for him
mágica do
while
pai
being
que ele usa.
pursued by demons. Fun fact, he has met Shang-Chi in his travels.
Aí, ó,
I do recall
fun fact,
briefly-
ele encontrou o
that's right, so
Shang-Chi
there's a
nas
little-
suas
little connection
viagens.
for you.
Não me chama não, gente,
I'm going to go ahead
não.
and read the developer notes for this one as well. So the cancel timing of skill 5 has been moved up, improving the damage cycle. With this uniform equipped, defense decrease the defense decrease debuff is added to skill 2. Using skill
Agora
2
tem a habilidade 2, tem redução de
frequently,
defesa, assim como melhorou
effective.
a habilidade de combate dela.
Will allow the invincibility and the all damage immunity effects for skill 5 will make this useful in PvP
Olá.
content.
E agora ele vai ser útil no PVP.
Skills. Actually, we go ahead and actually mention some of the perks that come with this uniform.
Olá.
When wearing this particular uniform,
When
when hit,
dressed in
there's a
uniform.
100% chance to receive all damage immunity.
Aí vai receber,
And
tem
his passive
50% de chance de
tier
receber
2
imunidade de
skill,
todo dano.
strength from within. The super armor receives a higher defense buff along
Aí
with
as
additional
passivas
skill.
dele ganham uma defesa maior, né? Como a gente já tinha visto.
So let's take a look. Remember, skill 1 is the
PVP? Eu acho que ele não é PVP não, mas tudo bem.
Any changes? Skill 2 is the Thorough Slice, which has the added effect of decreasing your foe's defense. And of course, this effect, this
dos defesas do alvo, essa é a 2, né? Que agora tem redução de todos os defesas.
I just like using the skill. You can see he does an attack and then dashes through. That's always cool. Skill 3 is the First Blade Blow. Nothing too new with this one, so we're just going to go ahead and jump into...
Ele já tinha habilidades muito bonitas, né? Então, assim, a gente não vai ver nada de novo, ó. Agora, habilidade 5.
Visually, there had to
Por que ele pulou a 4?
But as far as the subtle changes, damage being, it grants 100% physical attack and it counts more easily.
Tipo, a animação já existia, mas mudou aqui o buff.
Just go ahead and jump into his new awakened skill, which is the Sky Slicer.
Oh no, arrow! Just kidding.
Olha lá.
T3 jumps in as well.
É a mesma coisa, só que muda com ele batendo, né? Começa com ele batendo.
We're similar to arrows, but makes his a little bit...
Pois é, né, Douglas? Tá quase.
Is that, for example, let me go ahead and take a look at my notes here.
Vamos ver aqui.
Right. In addition to the similar skills we mentioned to arrow,
além das habilidades similares,
is that he has a 50% chance to ignore your enemy's defense, and
ele tem 50% de chance de ignorar a defesa dos inimigos.
Stack additional buff for his next attack.
Ele tem buff lá de...
Take a look at this skill.
Nice.
From his perspective,
50% pro seu próximo ataque.
comes in with a few slices, followed by wave, and concluding.
O que mudou nele, cara? Alguns ajustes nas habilidades. Assim que ficou mais fácil de combar, 2 ganhou redução de todas as defesas. Basicamente é isso.
Right. And that does it for Swordmaster.
É, realmente, pelo que a gente leu nos patch notes, pelo que a gente tá vendo aqui, é o mais fraco da atualização, infelizmente.
The next character for the Agents of Atlas, which is Wave.
Agora vamos ver a Wave. A Wave eu tô curioso pra ver se ela é só um suporte ou só vai ter mais. Eu acho linda, eu acho ela linda, 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 linda,
What can you
linda.
remind us about Wave?
O que você pode lembrar a gente sobre a Wave? Ela tá procurando o que
Well,
ali?
she has always had an affinity with the water and was a very
Ela tem
strong
afinidade com a
swimmer.
água.
So she used
ela é
her
uma nadadora
expertise in
muito
certain
forte.
experiments done by a secretly nefarious company. She was exposed to mysterious energies while
Ela foi
drenched in
exposta,
water, which gave her the ability to control water.
Ela ganhou poderes, né? Através de uma empresa suspeita que fez experimentos nela.
Anniversary, I believe, for Marvel. Is that correct?
That was the update before I started doing updates.
So long.
Ele fez uma pergunta da atualização dela e ela ficou sem graça porque ela falou assim: isso foi antes de eu começar a cobrir os updates, eu não sei.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and go into talking to more about Wave herself.
Cara, já é a segunda ou terceira vez que ele deixa ela sem graça aqui, cara. Ela vai comer o fígado dele depois.
And her bonus damage receives an increase of 10%. She receives a change to her tier 2 skill, which is the
A habilidade
Wrath.
T2 dela mudou.
Damage to supervillain has increased from 40% to 50%.
É, a passiva dela aumentou de 40% para 50%. Né? A liderança dela a gente sabe que mudou também.
Again, I'm going to read the dev notes first.
Agora vai ler as dev notes, ó.
The effects of this new uniform is that the number of
Ele ganhou um traje cosmético e virou um dos melhores, nada muda, exatamente.
clones and the damage from skill 4 are increased. The summon characters from skill 3 and the whirlwind from skill 4 can be cancelled and combined with other skills.
A 4 pode ser cancelada e combinada com outras habilidades.
So skill 1, the barrel slice, which adds.
Habilidade 1. Eu sinceramente não lembro como são as habilidades dela. Faz tanto tempo que eu não uso ela que eu não lembro se mudou alguma coisa na animação. Mas eram muito bonitas
So my
também.
personal note from what I've seen from skill 2, I believe players can correct me on this, but I believe what makes this skill visually different is that I believe it pushes enemies a tiny bit further than.
Essa habilidade empurra os inimigos um pouquinho mais longe do que a versão anterior. Praticamente não mudaram, não
Guys,
parece.
that's the live build. Let us know in the comments. Now, skill number 3 is what the main one of the highlights of this new uniform is that now, as opposed to 2 Hydra clones, there are 3 Hydra clones.
Em vez de ser 2 clones, agora são 3.
I use skill 5 there.
Essa habilidade é o buff, né? Agora ele soltou a 5, já cortou pra 5 direto. Ele bateu a 3, ó.
Damage you can make use
Tá
of.
vendo?
Special
There
clones.
they are.
Tem os clones de água dela ali,
Skill
ó.
4.
Habilidade 4. Tá bonita, que é aquela que ela tinha as 4 colunas de água, né?
The arrow.
Parece que ela dá uma giradinha a mais do que tinha antes, eu não lembro, mas talvez não.
Skill 5.
Olha lá.
Smash of the 7 Seas, but I've been.
São 5 colunas de água.
Nothing new has been used with this skill, so we're
Não falou
going to
nada novo nessa habilidade.
This is
Questão
called.
de suporte. Aí vem a... Cara, A dela fica uma das mais bonitas, porque ela puxa a onda d'água primeiro.
Most of her awakened skill actually is similar to Swordmaster and Arrow, with the exception of has the additional ability to increase her damage of her next attack by 50%.
É a mesma coisa do outro, só que ela ganha um buff pra aumentar o ataque dela em 50% pro próximo ataque.
And there you have it for the...
As animações são mais fluídas, ó. Eles deram uma atualizada no design, né?
That's just for the character updates.
Esses são os
Yep,
updates dos
that's just for
personagens.
the characters, the new characters, and the uniforms we have. But there's more.
É, tem mais ainda,
Yes,
tem
there's
mais.
So it's
Essa live vai ser
a legendary
longa.
battle.
That's
don't we?
right. As you've seen in the patch notes, the Legendary Battle received an update
Agora tem uma Legendary
on the new
Battle.
film Shang-Chi and the Legend
Baseado
of
no
the Ten Rings, which
Shang-Chi.
you'll check now. To access it, you're going to go to the main menu, go to Challenge. As you can see, the Legendary Battle has been updated right here. And we're only going to give you a small teaser, so we're just going to check out the first stage.
Vou mostrar só o primeiro
If
estágio.
you're
Vai
like
dar um-
me and you haven't yet seen it, you won't be spoiled by this. Don't worry.
Yes, all the scenes
I
here
would be
were...
quite upset.
Yes, these
É, tá
scenes
falando,
are influenced
fica
by the movie,
tranquilo.
but they're not actually the same. So,
É influenciado pelo filme, mas não são as mesmas cenas do filme. Então você pode jogar e ver sem se preocupar em tomar spoiler. É aquilo que a gente sempre fala, né? Tipo, eles não têm acesso ao filme, a Netmarble não tem acesso ao filme, eles fazem baseado nos trailers, então é inspirado, mas não é o que você vai ter.
You look at the part, but you know what? I'm happy for you, my friend. I'm happy for you. I'm not jealous. I'm happy.
Ah, tô feliz por
I'm
você,
happy
ó.
as well, 'cause
Não
I
tô
just
com
know
inveja.
many other people will enjoy when they get to see the film as well. In addition to that, with the update.
É, a Kim não viu o filme, pelo que eu entendi, o Keiji já
To
viu.
be downloading.
Ah, tá downloading.
Yeah, you know, this
Olá.
isn't the final build. It's
Não é o Final Build. Tá loading. Tá loading. Tá loading.
Well, Loading, why don't you go ahead and Kim, why don't you go ahead and let us know the other questions that players have asked us.
Agora eles vão as
I
perguntas
could
dos
do that.
jogadores.
All right, so the other question we have
Cara.
was, what Shang-Chi update characters are you excited to use or upgrade?
Ó, com esses personagens você tá
And,
animado pra
let's
usar ou
see.
fazer o upgrade?
Uh,
Travou o emulador.
Thomas Stewart says T3 buff is insane, though he'll sweep null, no CTP, no supports with it.
Ele falou que o
Mr.
buff T3
Memes?
parece
I thought that said
insano.
memes, but it
E ele
doesn't.
vai fazer o
When
null
Wu
sem
is the
CTP e
best
sem
one.
suporte.
Sorry, Kim, I'm going
Okay.
to put you on a brief hold for a brief
Oh,
moment.
one
I
more.
mentioned to my tech guy. Can you bring us to the... I'm going to go ahead and go off game and close this real quick and do a quick little
Olha
reboot.
lá, vai fechar e vai abrir o jogo
Alright.
de novo.
Bring me into the center.
Ai, ai.
All right.
Olha, eu ri junto com
We
aqui.
have Dario Lamberto. No?
Daniel Lombardo. Olha lá.
Give me a brief
You all right,
reboot.
Cage?
Oh, no, we're fine. Sorry, go ahead and continue.
Ó, tá tentando resolver ali o problema.
Okay.
Na hora.
Let's see. Dario Lamberto says, I'll transcend wave.
Ó, vai
For
transcender o
support,
Wave
sure.
pra ser suporte.
Marian
Com certeza.
Robinson says, Wenwu skill 4 looks dope.
Ó,
What was the
o
name of skill
habilidade 4 parece dope, né?
I'm
Parece
just
muito
checking
legal.
my notes right now.
Ai, ai.
Warlord's threat, and I agree with you. I remember that. That was the bubble that traveled around with him. And it was quite threatening. I will agree. Luis Valdez says Katie.
Luiz Valdez
Smash
disse
Gaming
Cage.
says Shang-Chi, all caps. That's how you know they're excited. Yu-Gi-Oh! Game said a spoiler, and I'm not going to read it.
Alguém disse um
Naked X
spoiler, ela não
says
vai ler.
Wu is so cool, followed by 3 sunglasses emojis. Let's see. Raha Krishna says Shang-Chi gonna kill PvP.
Gente vai matar o
Get ready
PVP.
for
I
it.
mean, with that T3,
David
you know.
Calderon says Kim's cat should get T3.
I 100% agree.
My cat should not have T3. No,
O
have
gato
you
dela
ever
não
met a
vai ter
cat? Cat should
T3.
not have that power.
Olha lá, falou que o gato dela não tem que ter isso.
Everything would be destroyed in the world.
Ele tá, o Cage tá com aquele sorriso amarelo.
Control, and I don't know if my cat has that.
Okay,
Thiago
let's go through
Pilar,
2 more responses,
Diet
and then
Pop said-
we're all set on our end also. So let's go
Olha
through.
lá, ele falou que já resolveu. Vamos ler mais 2 respostas.
2 more?
We'll do 2
All
more.
right. Says Shang-Chi is the buff king.
Gente,
I don't know
o
if that
Buff
means,
King.
like, he has buffs or like, he's buff.
Or both.
Could be either way, as far as I
É,
know.
tá falando que não sabe se ele tá falando que ele
Or
tem
both.
buffs ou ele
Why
é
not both?
bufada, né?
And
Ele é.
Thomas Stewart, our friend from question 1, says Shang-Chi's about to be so meta.
Ó, Shang-Chi
I
vai ser
didn't mean to
tão
read that
meta.
so sarcastically, but there were
Ela-
a lot of O's.
Ela falou, eu não queria ler tão sarcasticamente, mas tinha muitos Os lá.
So we have the build working
Agora tem
again.
um
I think I
build.
sounded a little sarcastic.
I think it works. So we did manage to get the build
let's
working.
get in there.
We're gonna jump
Olá.
straight in.
Tem o build
All right, let's watch the
funcionando.
first episode or the first stage.
Alright.
Vamos lá,
And we
vou
have
entrar.
Katie. We're active. Let's go.
Ela não tem uniforme. Manhattan. É aquela ceninha do ônibus.
Midtown Manhattan.
Okay.
Olha, se dentro do ônibus, animação,
do
que
like the
interessante.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Prashant Jason
bus.
looking
I know this from the
stylish.
trailer.
É, ó. Ele bateu.
Personally
Pá.
partial to that look.
Parabéns pra Antibar por fazer uma cena dentro do ônibus.
at the end.
Apesar dos ser tudo quadradão, né, cara? Até que.
Uh-oh. You're in trouble now.
I like how I love how it's just he elegantly just slowly sidesteps a bus. A
Olha lá.
bus.
You know, when
Nessa
you
cena
feel
teve
so
no
high,
trailer.
too. That's just how you are.
Olha lá.
Herb looks like Katie's okay.
Ó. Quem são esses
Ok,
caras que,
good,
né, emboscaram a gente?
Ooh, but you have Wen Wu.
Tem 10 anos desde que eu vi você.
This man took down a bus.
Olha lá.
Yeah, he's got
Esperava
the
que fosse
rings.
você.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
É hora de voltar, filho.
Interesting. Katie's gonna so in a fight.
Então, não acontece isso. Eles não têm como saber o que acontece. Eles inventaram essa cena.
I'm actually gonna use some of the development.
Sometimes you just have the spirit. Even if it's maybe story-wise, you're not the most likely choice.
É, estou dizendo que não é o que acontece no filme, né? Que você se inspira
Get that buff.
mas que não é exatamente o que
I'm actually
acontece.
gonna start using some of the
Mesmo cenário da Viúva Negra, é verdade.
gaming by implementing the.
A luta parece interessante, ó. Pelo menos ela parece ser um pouquinho difícil, ó. Com...
Can move around a bit.
Don't get hit.
These guys are just keep me. Okay.
Ugh.
Terrible skills. I'm actually gonna start using it.
Just don't get hit. I mean, I say that like it's
Are
easy.
you for real? Don't fail, please.
No,
É, tô falando assim, não seja acertado. Ah, tô dizendo como se fosse fácil. Ele, sério que você tá me falando isso?
Better when I was testing.
Sério que não é pra ser
I don't know why
acertado?
all of a sudden I'm just deciding to just.
no, don't get hit.
Oh, hang on. You know what? You know what? Well, okay, I do have a defense. My skill 2 isn't. My skills aren't working right now.
As habilidades dele não estão funcionando. Olha lá, ele não tá conseguindo jogar. Meu Deus! Vamos lá.
So how long is he supposed to be doing this for? Because I noticed my skills aren't. You know what? This might be bugged, and that's just
Ah, tá bugado.
saying that because I'm sucking right now. Yeah.
Aí ele falou que talvez tenha bugado. Ele, não, eu não disse isso, eu não disse isso.
Seems to be a
It's a
bit.
different build.
É, olha lá. Ele não conseguiu soltar as habilidades, ele só consegue soltar as 5.
Working again. Cool.
Agora parece que voltou a funcionar.
All right.
Skills
Can
aren't
you
working.
come back? Can you mount the comeback?
Yeah, some of my skill buttons aren't working. You can
Olá.
actually see on the
Oh, dear.
screen.
É, ele tá apertando o botão e não tá saindo.
But we'll see.
Alright.
Maybe
Que
I. Who
beleza!
knows? Maybe.
Ai.
Unfortunately, this is a bit of a bug. We apologize for that, folks. I'm just gonna let him take me out and
Alright.
try it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try it one more time and see if
Ele vai tentar de
I
novo.
get past that.
Hate to see it.
One more time. One more time.
Vamos ver.
You gotta give the audience something to see. We don't want to show them a bugged build.
É, eles não querem mostrar um bug,
You
eles
know,
querem
it
mostrar
is
alguma
what it
coisa.
is.
Ela
Do your best.
All right, let's try this.
é o que é, né? Vamos ver. Faça o seu melhor. Vamos ver.
Oh no!
Get that buff. Get that count.
As habilidades estão saindo. Agora, parece que agora tá indo.
Let's do this. Come on. Okay, I think we're back. Okay, we're good.
É, agora tá
Okay,
funcionando.
yeah. I'm seeing he's mixing up his moves again.
Yeah.
That's good.
Vamos ver se a vida dele vai descer.
Fortunately for everyone, you do not have the final build right now.
I do not. So,
As the
É,
game
eles estão lembrando que esse não é o final build, que eles estão no build de teste, que pode
logically
falhar,
this cannot be the right build.
né?
okay, we're doing far better. All right.
Olha aquela habilidade, cara, com os 10 anéis ali, que interessante.
He's done. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's finish it. Let's finish it.
Redemption.
Let's try
Olá.
that attack. Boom. That's it.
Aê!
All right.
Olha
Whoa.
lá, bateu,
Não,
jogando
olha
pra
lá.
trás.
Oh.
Aí o Shang-Chi vai, ele puxa
Oh
os anéis.
no. Oh. Told you, too powerful.
É, pode ser um AT3 dele, hein, com aqueles 10 anéis no chão.
Oh, and that's the end of the stage. So, what happens next? only one way to find out. And
É, o que acontece depois,
stages, and
você
the
vai
goes
ter que
live
jogar.
later tonight.
Quando o jogo estiver disponível, hoje mais tarde.
Well, you have it set out for you.
Já vi que não vai ser às 3 horas a atualização.
Just one more thing for you to show up.
Entregaram até 3, é.
Whatever time it is.
That's right.
Que nem o Odin lá, lembra quando o Odin saiu no modo história? Eles entregaram até 3 dele.
Let's take a look.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to move on to the challenge section here, and players will notice if you move a little bit more to the right,
Timeline Survival, ó.
find a new game mode. That is the Timeline Survival game mode.
This sounds extremely fascinating to me, but I would love
Parece
to do this.
muito
This is the
fascinante pra
game-changing type of mode. So one thing you'll
ela. Até
note,
agora, não confirmaram até 3,
game
não.
board type of setup. Now, the general setup for those of you who also already read the patch notes is that you, the agent, have to fix the different anomalies taking place in the timeline. In order
Você
to do
tem que
that,
corrigir as anomalias que
two
estão
events that are
acontecendo
wreaking
na
havoc
linha do
in
tempo.
said timeline. In this case, the timeline is taking place in the form
Tap
of a
to
game
move to the
board.
location. Você vai mover e vai abrindo os lugarzinhos do mapa.
Here, first to set up, you're going to create your roster using having at minimum 3 characters. On the top right, you'll see that the
Você vai
season
criar o
ends
seu
16
time tendo pelo menos 3
weeks.
personagens.
And the
Vai resetar em cada 2 semanas.
characters here. In this case, the characters have already been pre-made for me for this particular build.
Já colocaram os
And I have
personagens para ele.
9 characters in this case. Survival effects, these are a different type of buffs that you're given over time.
Agora você vai ter buffs, que você vai ter diferente.
Traversing the board, which we will do briefly.
Eu também achei interessante, Guerreiro. Eu quero ver como é que ele vai ser na prática, né? Esse novo modo.
To as temporal energy. This is the amount of this is the energy, or this provides me the move set, the amount of spaces I can move. Because each time I move on a tile, that takes up energy.
Cada vez que ele se move ali, né, consome energia.
At level 1. Of course, as the harder the
Ele
game
fez
mode,
ali
the
chefe
higher
0 de
level,
1, né?
the better the rewards, the more difficult to the bosses and whatnot. And different tiles.
Totalmente automático. Será que a luta vai ser automática, cara? Que aí realmente é desanimador.
There's a landmark here. I'm going to go ahead and step on this, see what happens. For this landmark, survival effects
custa
will be
move.
selected here. So I'm going to go ahead and step on this landmark here.
Ah, agora liberou mais lugar pra ele andar. Agora ele pode escolher buff.
Now, when you enter a landmark, you're given what is referred to as survival effects. Survival effects can provide you buffs or debuffs. In this case, I am.
Eu queria estar mais animado com esse modo de jogo, pra falar a verdade. Eu tô curioso, mas animado.
For blast types,
Vamos lá.
decreased damage received from universal types, increased mutant race defense. I don't have any mutants in this current set, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and I do have Wenwu. I'm just going to go ahead and actually select that buff.
Good choice.
I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next tile. And of course, you can see at the bottom left-hand corner for the temporal energy. The temporal energy can be refilled by either playing over, or it'll either recharge.
A energia vai recuperar através do tempo,
may end up recharging your temporal.
ou você ganhando como recompensa de algum quadradinho
Now
ali.
I've moved on the game board.
Ele gastou uma, ele tá com 4 de 5 e vai levar 1 hora pra recuperar aquela
Left,
que
sure
falta.
thing. So right here we have a little battle going
Jogo
on.
por uma semana depois abandona, né? Pois é.
You will be given a survival token, which we will go over later on. Let's go.
Vai dar um token de sobrevivência, olha lá. Você vai escolher os personagens.
Of course, this is a Shang-Chi related update, so why not just use Shang-Chi themed related characters?
É, você podia usar a Colin pra dar liderança pra ele, né? Mas não usou.
I did receive a nice little buff for Wenwu, so I'm going to go ahead and.
T3 do Ultron.
Okay, I forgot.
Será?
So for this particular one,
Oh, try
battles
it.
can be done by using all 3.
Wow.
So the battle ended up quick because again, this is a threat level 1. Therefore, all the battles are going to be easy for me. These characters have already been.
Monopólio no.
up.
É,
As
foi
you can
rápido.
see,
I thought he was doing a move, but it was his final like.
it was a move,
victory.
all right. It was a move that ended it all. So
É,
for this
foi o momento que acabou tudo.
set, you notice that all 3 characters can fight at once.
Não é autoplay.
Similar to Shadowlands in a sense. And after
Quer
I
dizer,
won, I
pro
was
seu
given
personagem, né? Os
rewards,
outros
I
dois
was given
são
tokens.
automáticos.
These survival tokens can be used in the in-game.
Ok, a impressão minha ou isso deve ser algo parecido com aquele modo Marvel Strike
I
Force?
can use to buy other items.
Não sei, cara. Marvel Strike Force
As you can see, there's another tile that looks similar.
é um
to
jogo
the
de
tile we just
turno, você tem muito mais
But it is a different color. It is a green color. Colors that
estratégia
represent
envolvida.
the level of difficulty. So again, we completely wiped out a gray tile, which is for
Esse
normal.
monte de ação junto sem você lá travando. Pois é, igual o modo de envio, né?
And you can see the
Mesma coisa.
info. We're gonna
Meu
face
celular, que é
Green
robusto,
Goblin,
trava não.
Scorpion, and Electro. Blast type characters have an advantage in this stage. Does that matter?
Não, não trava, mas ele gargala.
All right, let's do this.
All right.
Vai pôr de novo. Ó, os 3 juntos dão 5. É, não, você tem que usar as habilidades.
Didn't even have a chance to even use it. Barely used
Yeah,
the skill.
they weren't. Again, 2 seconds.
I got myself
You're
another
too
token
strong.
there. Let's see if we can find a different type of tile. I do see a purple tile.
Ó, tem agora ali, ó, tá vendo? É a dificuldade, ó. O branco, o cinza, né? Depois o verde, depois o roxo.
Midtown. I'm gonna go ahead and use Agents of Atlas for this one.
Vou usar os agentes de Atlas nessa aqui.
Alright. Let's see if
Vamos lá.
you can get something other than 2 seconds.
We got a second and a half. So there you go, there's improvement.
Bora vender energia na loja de energia
boy.
para quem é VIP nesse modo, né?
Okay, not to fret, we still have one more space left, and as you can see, what makes us different is that we have a space on the left and we have a space on the right. We also have the ability to move all around, but there's a different one here, which is a shop. So just for the sake of time, we're just going to take a look at this shop.
É, agora eles vão entrar na loja, até porque por causa do tempo.
Items for battle items.
Você vai comprar itens.
Items are all chosen randomly. So let's go ahead and just use our remaining move on that.
No iPhone 12 Max Pro trava algumas vezes. No S21 Ultra, o meu travava um pouco em alguns frames.
Is that I cannot
Eles criaram um jogo que roda liso num celular top de 3 anos pra frente.
You just can't afford things.
That's right. So these, as you can see, these tokens.
Batalhas que duram um segundo, que empolgante, é. É a CA com Shadowlands.
Notice the tile I landed on.
Os comentários são os melhores, cara.
That the shop.
Aí a loja você pode comprar esses itens maravilhosos, meu Deus!
And yeah.
Por Odin.
Unfortunately, for this portion of the show, I actually am out of temporal energy.
Ele tá sem temporal energy, quer dizer, você vai andar 5 casas e vai ter que esperar 1 hora pra andar uma casa. E eu não vejo esse modo pra frente dessa maneira, sinceramente. Eu quero estar enganado.
Unlock more space.
Eu quero estar enganado, mas...
So, I was also currently given a note from my tech guy.
Oh,
that's right. Okay.
Você que tá vendo a gravação, eu vou ler o comentário que eu vou assim, caramba, pode desinstalar.
Regarding the timeline survival.
Nem precisa lançar isso.
In terms of the timeline survival, again, you can look at more details in the patch note itself.
Vai ver mais detalhes no patch notes. E é por isso que quando eu li o patch notes, eu falei, cara, vamos ver esse modo e depois a gente fala sobre ele, porque é tudo especulações.
Strategic way to just refresh, refresh the...
Por que ele já não libera pra andar quanto quiser? Pois é.
So we look forward to seeing, how far you guys get in terms of threat level, what are the different team you guys choose, what are your guys' thoughts overall on this new game mode, and more. Again, this is a massive...
Eu não tô animado com esse modo, tá, gente? Eu já adianto pra vocês. Eu quero estar enganado.
You guys have to say.
Tá daorinha, pô, tá.
And that does it.
All right, absolutely. Well, I guess it's time to wrap up then. We have
agora tá na hora de acabar, ela falou.
a few different things today. New
agora tem coisas pra gente falar aqui.
New uniform and tier 3 for Shang-Chi. New uniforms for Arrow, Swordmaster, and Wave. We also have a new legendary battle and new timeline survival. And I guess that leaves one final thing. And that is...
Uma coisa final, isso é...
Reward. You watched the stream, now you
get
reward.
Você assistiu, agora você vai ganhar recompensa, cara.
I'm going to share with you today is Wenwu. The case does not matter. You can uppercase...
O código é Wenwu.
It has to be Wenwu. W-E-N-W-U. So you can enter that. And the validity period is now through 1 a.m. PDT. That is... after
1 a.m. PDT vai ser 5 horas da manhã. Não, 5 horas da manhã.
Your code during that time. There are 2 ways to do this. The original procedure for only...
Vale até as 5 da manhã, tá? Então, assim, se você quer que nem eu, vai dormir e acordar no dia seguinte pra pegar, você não vai pegar o código.
If you're on iOS, is what you should do, which is enter the coupon.
Se tiver no iOS, você vai entrar o cupom lá no link do fórum e tal.
A URL for that posted very soon, either as a pinned comment or in the description. If you do not see it within a little while,
provável, era as 5 estrelas, né?
And hopefully you will see it then. And
provável.
Good luck, agents. Thank you for joining us today.
Obrigado
and we wish you well on your journey through v740.
Ela ficou muito animada, cara. Tadinha dos dois, cara.
Of Atlas. I'm pretty excited.
Eles esqueceram que o jogo tá em manutenção. O jogo vai voltar às 3 e às 5, até às 5 você recupera.
And of course, don't forget to check out Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings in theaters now.
Vai nos cinemas ver o
the update itself. Plenty of fun to be had.
Cara, eu me sinto mal indicando as pessoas pra ir no cinema durante uma pandemia. Sei lá.
And you...
Eu sei que a realidade lá fora não é igual aqui do Brasil, mas eu me sinto mal.
All right, agents. Till next time.
Obrigado, gente. Até a próxima vez. E esta foi a live da Netmarble. Obrigado por assistir e não esqueça de acompanhar as lives na twitch.tv/LukeMarg.